This is Ange with another War and Glory recap, and this time it was versus iKoniK, and this was an arranged match. We set this up with these guys. I'm going to briefly run through kind of what the compositions looked like for each teams. We had 5 Town Hall 10s. We each had 1 Town Hall 9.5, and then all the rest were Town Hall 9s. So you can kind of see what they did to our bases while I'm running through this. They managed to 3-star our 9.5, and then got all of our 9s except for just the 1, and you can see in the score that is going to make the difference here. Everything else they managed to 3-star. These guys were awesome attackers. They cleaned up our bases really quickly, actually faster than we did, but then just struggled towards the end to close out the final few stars that they would have needed to pick up the victory. On our side, we had all of the 10s 2-starred at least, and then we got their 9.5 3-starred and all of their 9s 3-starred. So that was what really made the difference. You can see 1-star victory there. Just barely was able to eke it out. So, and also that's another thing that comes into play a lot these days is the percentage. And if there had been a tiebreaker, we would have won it on percentage. So just by a little bit. But either way, really awesome war, iKoniK. It was a blast doing this with you guys, and it came down right to the wire. So a lot of fun. I'm going to jump right in. The first replay that we're going to look at is by Aflac on their number 9. And you can see here he's got a stoned GoHo with 4 Quakes. So here in a second, yeah, there goes the Quakes. Going to open up this whole compartment here. I believe this was a first hit, so not really sure where the double giant bombs are, but looks like some obvious locations down here towards the side, so just picks this angle and goes for it. Golem down here to make this funnel nice and wide. Look at how wide this funnel is going to be. And he's got another golem up here, and he's still got one in the bag that he's going to drop here in just a second. There goes the wall breakers on this side, wall breakers on this side. So just coming from both angles, really wide funnel, no chance for his troops to stray. And then here comes this king. I think actually picked the wrong angle here a little bit on this king. Could have dropped it up here and protected it a little bit better. But either way, goes in, drops the poison for the CC units, and everything starts to go down pretty quickly. Rages the BK. Unfortunately, the BK goes down pretty quickly, but he's still got these 2 golems and the queen here, and they're all funneling in perfectly. You can see that Valkyrie just went down here, and then he's just being nice and patient. He knows he needs to get these heroes down, can't rush into this, so just waiting on this queen to step up. Right here, both heroes lock on, goes ahead, uses the ability, takes out both heroes, and then it's hog time. So just drops a pack of hogs here, giant up here to do a little tanking. This expo is actually locked onto this golem, so that worked out perfectly. Some skelly traps pop, there goes a giant bomb there. You can see all the giant bombs are now popped. Nice heal spell right there. He's able to delay that a little bit because of the giant doing some tanking, and then same thing on this backside. A few hogs sprinkled in, another giant, a few more hogs sprinkled in, still got 3 in the bag. They're all starting to converge on these last 2 defenses. This queen's doing a little bit of tanking. She's about to go down, unfortunately, so not going to have her for cleanup, but by then it's going to be all over. Go on this last defense and then turn and take the skelly traps. He's already got wizards taking down some trash buildings here, and it's just all about cleanup. So got a whole bunch of hogs left, so really great attack, Aflac. Nice job. Alright, just going to fast forward and take a look at the next one. We're just going to drop 1 down and look at Cthaeh on number 10, and this is a crazy attack. Normally I like to show attacks that look like they had a great plan and that everything went according to plan and just really smooth attacks. This is actually the opposite of that. This is showing how you can recover an attack. So here, what happens here is this golem gets pulled off the side. So that's obviously not what he wanted to happen. This was a fresh hit. He didn't know this Tesla was here. That pulls the golem off to the side. His wall breaker split in a super weird way, so opens up the wrong compartment. This compartment has nothing in it, so this golem doesn't even take that jump or that broken compartment, obviously, and then drops the Valks, and it does. So tries to recover it by dropping this jump spell, which is obviously not where he wanted. You can see how far down this queen is. He wanted to use that jump to get to the queen compartment, but just goes ahead and makes this adjustment, which is, I think, a good thing, or else these Valks would have just walked along the left side of the base. So from here, it's just all about being patient. He still sprinkles in some things. You see he's got a nice trade here with this giant and wizard to take out that cannon, just being super patient, taking out a few defenses where it can, but just hanging on to these hogs for the most part. Queen finally deals with the lava hound up there, so that's a good thing. And then now his king starts beating into a wall, just sprinkling in a few more hogs on this last side, just keeping them away from the enemy queen at this point. But you know, he's got 3 heals in the bag, so even though he's got very few hogs here, he can still get a lot done with them because of how many heals he's got. So there's 2 heals for him. They take down these last few defenses that are outside of the queen compartment. So now everything's pretty much just about this last compartment. So just once again being super patient on it. In just a second, enemy king's going to go down, and then you can see how much health he's still got. He's still got the king ability. This is how patient he was. He didn't freak out and just start, you know, spamming out troops. Just nice and patient. Use the ability on the queen still. That's amazing. And then 5 hogs right here for these last few defenses. So everything just sort of converges in this area, and he is able to pick up the 3-star when nothing went to plan. Really awesome job, Cthaeh. Way to pull that one out. Alright, we're going to see him grab the 3-star here, and we're going to move down to number 13, which is CR2 on their number 13. And this is a stone GoHo with quakes as well. This was an attack that they used a lot, and an attack that we used a lot, and it had a lot of success. You can come in and open up the compartments with the double giant bombs and get into the queen compartment as well, and you get a ton of value for those golems because of how much of the base you open up, and they're able to reroute back into other compartments. Rather than a jump, which would run out, obviously. So it goes ahead and drops down this queen very early with some wizards because this king was so exposed and started beating out his golems. Right here, ends up losing quite a bit of health on his golems because they're all stacked up. But he's got 3, so it ends up not being a big deal. Here in just a second, you're going to see this king lock onto the enemy queen, use the ability, and take her down really quickly. And then it's just all about being a little bit patient, but just getting the timing right on these hogs. So he's taken out quite a big section of this base, but hasn't really gotten any giant bombs yet. You can see there goes one right there. So that's perfect. All these golems are still tanking. Drops in a few hogs. Just a really small pack here that is going to come in and take out these defenses. And he's just going to sort of sacrifice them. He knows how many hogs he needs over here to take out these defenses. Brings no more, no less. And they're just barely able to get the job done over there. Then just sprinkles in more hogs up here at the top. Nice heal spell right over that Tesla and giant bomb. And then just last few hogs over here, drops a giant to do some tanking, and then everything's going to converge on these last few defenses. All the hogs meet up. Drops one last heal spell, and then it's going to be over. Still got the queen up. She's doing some work on these defenses as well. Got a couple wizards doing cleanup, and then it's going to be over. Nice attack, CR2. Alright, after this, we are going to drop down a little bit and look at Tyebar on number 17. And this is a shattered GoHo, and sorry, I'm trying to remember exactly what happened with this attack, but you can see he's got jump spell, 1 rage, and 2 heals. Oh yeah, this is a really interesting attack. I remember it now. You're going to see how well he paths his hogs here. This is really why I wanted to show this attack. It's just because of the patience that he had on his hogs and how he forced everything to path exactly how he wanted it to. And I'll get into it a little bit more later. But anyway, just opens up this compartment, drops a jump spell, getting nice and deep in there. Golems are out front tanking. CC is going to go down very quickly to this queen because she's under rage and that poison, so it does almost nothing to his units, which is just great. King comes in and swats down the enemy queen with like a single blow there, it looks like. And then here in just a second, so far hasn't gotten any giant bombs. I think this was a cleanup attack. I believe he knew where things were, so just being nice and patient. I could be wrong on that, but goes ahead, grabs that first bomb, and then here comes some hogs. Just drops a nice giant there to do some tanking. Doesn't want to drop a heal too early here, so gets a little extra mileage out of his hogs because of that giant. So just being nice and patient, sprinkling in these hogs, and then you're going to see how he does the pathing here. So this is where he needs his first heal. Drops a few more hogs right here just to force his hogs to path inward, and then the 7 hogs in the bag. So he's being nice and patient with this because he knows there's a double giant bomb spot here. So see what he does here is he finishes off these last few defenses, and he expects these hogs to go in and wipe. He gets a little bit lucky with the split, but it doesn't matter. Even if all of those hogs died, he has 7 in the bag that he was saving specifically to come in after that set wiped his hogs. So it was just really, really perfect. You can see the planning that went into that, and then got a little bit lucky with the split, so has like 4 extra hogs to help with cleanup, but wouldn't have made a bit of difference. Really awesome attack. Nice job, Tyebar. All about cleanup here. He's got this one. Yep, and then they're all going to converge up here and grab the 3-star. Alright, we've got a few more that we're still looking at. This is going to be a little bit of a longer one just because there are so many great attacks. This one is by Clowek on their number 18. And I believe this was a cleanup attack as well. The first 3 were first hits, and that's another reason why I wanted to show those. Just really impressive to grab those 3 stars on the first hits. Not that it's not impressive to do it on these cleanups. You still got to analyze the base properly, but anyway, just drops 2 golems down here. Drops a nice poison. He's got a P.E.K.K.A in this CC. I think that ends up taking a big old chunk out of his king here in just a second. I could be wrong. That might have been a different attack, but either way, yes, king loses quite a bit of health there. I'm not sure whether that was the balloon or not, but anyway, he starts to sprinkle in his hogs. He knows there's a double set here, but he did almost like an Asian wall. He wants to take all these defenses out kind of equally, and then it's going to single trigger that bomb. You see that went off right there, so not going to be a problem. That's a bad giant bomb, double giant bomb spot, and Clowek took full advantage of that. So just was nice and patient on all of those hogs and let that develop, and then dropped in the majority of the rest of his hogs on this right side. One last giant up here, and then the last of his hogs. They're all starting to converge. Unfortunately, he didn't quite get both of these these giant bombs to trigger up here, so loses some damage on his hogs there, and that was because this golem, you can see right here, actually didn't go inside. It ended up straying, so got a little bit unlucky there and lost some health on his hogs, but it ends up not mattering at all. As you can tell, about to pick up the 3-star. Nice job, Clowek. Alright, the next one we're going to look at is number 20, and this is by Sarah on their number 20. And you can see he's got kind of a, or she's, sorry Sarah, she's got kind of a queen walk going on here. Drops a free trade up here with this balloon, and that's also going to help with the funneling purposes. You can see he drops this wizard, just wants to force this queen to go southward. So drops the queen and then 3 healers. You can take out all these defenses and eventually step up and take out this queen as well. So nice trade for that balloon, and also perfect job on the funneling. So right here she steps up into this pocket, uses the ability, pulls that, or kills that queen, and then now she's trying to pull this CC. The hog actually does not quite get into range here, but just waits until the queen locks onto this cannon, and then after this cannon goes down, the hog's going to step in there and get the golem, which was actually in the CC. Kind of a weird thing there, but you can see she's going to use the rage to burn through that the golem's health just a little bit quicker. Already not waiting at all, already coming up here. He knows that I think 3 of the giant bombs are up here. He's got a double set right here and then a single right here, so she's looking to take those out. Nice wizards for funnel. King goes in and going to easily take out all this section. Queen's just doing work down here. She's going to be on cleanup duty after she takes care of those golemites. And then you're going to see nice and patient on the hogs, but here they come. Just drops a giant to do some tanking. Surgical hogs on this top hand side. You're going to take out all these defenses. There's a Tesla farm here, so she wants to drop that heal right on top of that. I think missed that heal just a little bit. I think she wanted to come over just a little bit right, but she got the important thing, which was that Tesla farm, just to keep all those hogs alive while they take that out. So that's all perfect. And then you can see the funneling that she's created with taking out these defenses with her kill squad and these defenses with her queen. These hogs head right through the center, and they're going to converge right on these last few defenses that are in the core. So that's all perfect. There's a giant bomb there that they tank through, no problem with that heal. Last few defenses are falling. This queen is still doing work. Got a golem down here that's still tanking, so that's all perfect. And then it's going to be all about cleanup. Just drops all these wizards towards the end, and that's going to be all she wrote. Nice attack, Sarah. All right, moving on. We've got one more attack that we're going to look at, and this is by Rod on their number 24. And there was a lot of hog attacks. That was what was working for us this war, but here's a nice air attack that Rod brought. He's always bringing really great air attacks, and this is no exception. Drops his Golem, some wizards directly behind it to start creating this funnel. Drops his queen nice and early. He knows that she's not going to stray. Wants to get that breadcrumb trail for her and also get her to help start cleaning out those trash buildings. So that's all perfect. Jump spell. Golem's reroute in. You can kind of see what his deal is here. Look at this. He brings a jump spell and 4 quakes. So everything's just all about getting himself accessed. Not worried about anything else. He's got 1 rage in the bag. That's all he has left over for spells. Goes ahead and uses it right there. So it's sort of like a max attack, except for he actually uses a jump instead of a heal. So really impressive. Just look at how much of this base is open because of this. And he just lets his troops run wild in here. King steps up, going to take out the enemy queen. Got all these golems, 2 golems that are still not popped. So got a lot of health and a lot of tanking that he can still do on them. His queen staying behind, even though she's only level 16, sorry. She does a lot of work here, just being nice and patient. And here comes in the hounds. And he actually drops these hounds a little earlier than he could have, but he actually wants them to pop. So he sees how well this is going and knows that if he doesn't drop them now, they're probably not going to pop, and he's not going to get these pups to help with cleanup. And you're going to see one of his hounds still doesn't pop, even though he goes this early. He could have waited longer and got this second AD before sending in his hound section of his attack, but he wanted to try to get those to pop. And you see just barely didn't pop there, and it's going to go ahead and not pop for the rest of the raid. So didn't get that extra cleanup that he wanted, but really, really nice timing on that. I like that you sent in the hounds earlier rather than later just to try to get those guys to pop. So nice attack, Rod. Really, really slick. Alright, we're going to see him pick up the 3-star. And then that's going to be it for this recap, guys. Once again, great work to iKoniK. It was really, really fun warring with you guys. Came down right to the end. I think in the last 20 minutes or something, we were behind pretty much the whole war. But in the last 20 minutes, we had some attacks go our way, and they were unable to pick up that final star on Cthaeh. So nice defense, Cthaeh. Nice war, iKoniK. It was really fun. I hope you guys liked the recap. I'll see you next time. Bye.